serious about this. The District Attorney Josh Solomon talking, in case you were wondering. He a big burly black man that smokes 3 packs a day and looks like he lifts elephants in his spare time. When I came in to tell him about Anthony Colton and the peculiar details of his case, this was Josh's response: "Os, you know I like you, right? I worked with your firm on a lot of cases over the years. And of all the lawyers they got there, you probably the best. But what you saying now it madness," Solomon muttered as he nervously lit another smoke. "LLI asking for is the benefit of the doubt. Aren't we supposed to give our clients that? Innocent until proven guilty? His is ridiculous. The evidence is all there. CCTV makes it a slam dunk. You falling for a conspiracy theory." Josh laughed. The tape showed no evidence of him bruising or causing injury so severe. "It's my case, right? So DOES, and that mean I get to decide how much time I waste on it?" Before he got a chance to respond, the phone next to him rang loudly and he muttered under his breath about his lousy receptionist not screening calls. I crossed my arms impatiently as he talked and then smiled wider as he kept looking at me. Really? Yeah. I'll let him know. As a matter of fact, he is right here now. And you sure about that, right, Chief? Josh said as he put out his cigar. Was that all about? I asked as he hung up. Our goody two-shoes client just agreed to sign a plea deal. I gonna get the paperwork ready by morning, Josh declared with a wide grin on his face. Why would he do that? Probably cause he really is guilty and you are just a sucker for a good sob story, Leo, the DA said, shooing me out of his office. I was floored by the news. Everything I had felt so far told me that this sudden 180 of Anthony behavior didn't make sense. Which is exactly why I decided to go to the detention block downtown and talk to Anthony myself. Hey, Leo. How my favorite public defender. I should probably stop and mention here that I know everyone on the police force but nobody as well as the man speaking. His name is Tom Cross and he the best damn homicide detective I know. If you ever get murdered, make a special request in your will to have Tom be on your case. Sorry to bother you. I need to speak with my client as soon as possible. Sure, who you here to see? I didn't even know you were working any cases lately, what with the mess going on with Diana, Tom said. I didn't have time for small banter about my personal life that day. Do you know about the Colton homicides? He asked for an attorney after being initially questioned. He paused as he reached the front desk, a nasty look crossing his face. Had your client the guy that killed his kids in cold blood? Cross asked. Hear more to the story, Tom. And that why I hear. He gave me an odd look as he told the desk clerk to pull up the file. Only I trust your judgment, Leo. But everything about this screams guilty to me. I mean, according to this he even agreed to sign the plea deal with the DA anyway, he said as the screen popped up. Know what it says, but something and right. When I talked to him earlier today, the man was scared. He didn't come off to me as a serial killer, Tommy. He nodded and then took me over to the metal detector to lead me to the back. I can let you go back and see him, but he may not want to even see you. If he flips again, then whatever deal that Solomon will cut him will be off the table, Cross warned. I didn't have time to worry about that though as I went to the holding cell where Anthony was resting and Tom clattered on his door to make him jump awake. Got someone to see you, he said and then added, I'll give you guys interrogation room 3 so you can talk in private. Who shouldn't be here, Anthony said fearfully. Whether you like it or not, I am, I said. Told the chief investigator I am waiving my right for an attorney, he said. Tommy raised his eyebrows at me. But IWAS and going to be dismissed so easily? Right, fine. Then give me 15 minutes of your time for a final statement and I won't bother you again. Colton seemed hesitant but nodded anyway, standing up and following Cross out to the hallway. 2 minutes later we were inside one of the rooms and Tommy locked his handcuffs to the desk before commenting, "You had a soda, Leo? I gonna go grab one see if they have it." I told him and focused all my energy on Anthony and his nervous twitch. He was scared. That told me that someone was pressuring him. Went down to the morgue and saw the bodies. Pretty gruesome stuff. You forgot to mention that you burnt the crime scene. Panicked. That what happens when you kill everyone and everything you ever loved, Mr. Ross. Abe. But then again, maybe not. I also wanted to return this. I reached in my pocket and slid the ring across to him before adding ominously, "Hold and find the original owner." Anthony's eyes watered up as he took it back and then nodded toward me in thanks. He still seemed too nervous to speak. I glanced about toward the cameras, realizing that he must have worried that what he would say would get him in more trouble. So I took out a business card and a pen and muttered as I wrote, "Al, I certainly hope you enjoyed wasting our firm's time and money." I carefully passed it over to him with the words, "Tell me what you know," written on it. "Abe, if we knew where your head was, we could figure out how to help you in the future should you need us again." Anthony took the pen and scribbled a response. "We are being monitored." I hated to feel paranoid, but after what I had seen at the morgue, it made sense to be. We continued to make small talk as he made a response. "Appreciate your concern, Mr. Ross, but as I said before, everything is fine." Quickly I scribbled back my next inquiry. "WHO. L. We like to be thorough. Especially when we getting paid so handsomely by the state." His response made me actually feel a cold sweat. "IDK. They have people everywhere. Don't think you can help me. Need name, you never know until you try. If I talk, they'll come for me." The door behind me slammed open and Tommy returned with 2 Sprites. "Hey, we're out of Pepsi. Hope this is okay." He paused as he tried to read the tiny sloppy handwriting on my business card and I slipped it away. "Had perfectly fine. I was just telling Anthony here about that case we had last year that was similar to his. Someone was framing them. But I couldn't quite remember who." I gave Colton a look that I hoped would help him realize I wanted an answer. "You have to be more specific. We get dozens of those cases lately." I was eyeing Anthony, hoping he could catch on to my thinly veiled question as I popped the Sprite. "Is it something involving a drug trial?" "Bingo," I thought. Tommy frowned. "Oh. But that very specific. Why do you ask?" The middle-aged man didn't respond and asked to go back to his holding cell. 10 minutes later Tommy and I were alone in the hallway to banter again. "Looks like he has and changed his tune, Leo. Sorry you wasted your time," he muttered. "Abe, not. Is there a chance I could review all of the evidence again?" Cross laughed and smacked me on the shoulder. "You just don't know when to give up, do you? Look, it case closed. Your firm will still get the usual fee for being pulled in, it no big deal. Why do you want to waste any more of your time on this shithead?" I gave my friend a stoic look. Not prepared to throw his life away just yet. "How is that a bad thing?" Tommy sighed. "Just give me 5 minutes. I just want to check something. Then if I wanted to help, it not my call. I not the lead investigator," he told me. "Al, point me in the direction of whoever is." That was how I met Malcolm Fitzgerald. Irish-American, built like a wrestler and every bit as fiery as his hair. Malcolm was not what I was imagining to be. A reasonable man from the moment I met him. And he proved me right when I asked about Anthony and the first words out of his mouth were "Look him." Followed by, "ND fuck you for wasting oxygen on that trash. It people like him that waste our government time and money, you know. It's sickening to think that the DA even gave him a plea deal, you know. That took me by surprise. 'Tis the law, resources being wasted. You know what happens now, right? He gets to have a cakewalk. Death penalty is off the table, so it a comfy cozy jail cell for him, taxpayer funded." Before I got a chance to respond to that he muttered, "Ooh no, that reminds me. Since he is gonna just cave, I going to send the word over to send him to General Holding. You do that. In the meantime, can I please see the CASA files?" I was writing a clock. I knew that if I could and find whatever it was that Anthony was hoping I would before morning, then all bets were off. Malcolm dismissively allowed me access to the evidence locker where one of the younger rookies guided me to where the newer stuff was processed. "Alton going to be in this drawer here," the rookie said. I thanked her and sat down cross-legged, thumbing through the files trying to find anything on a drug trial. I didn't recall there being anything in the original notes that Solomon had given me, and after another 10 minutes of searching, I again came up cold. I was starting to think maybe I was wasting my time. I moved to close the drawer in frustration, when a box marked for shredding on top of the cabinet caught my eye. I spent the next few minutes reviewing that paperwork and eventually a few stray images popped out at me. Tests cancelled, funding impeded by FDA. Candidates gone missing. There were photos of people being injected with something. Then there were others showing the same people being placed in.
Diamonds on fleek, bitch ain't talking about heat. Put it on, screw.